fly through the night, engines roar ablaze, cameras rolling hard in a wild twisted maze. Leather, steel and fire, the open roads are thrown by the life televised, we're breaking every bone. Adrenaline surges, brace on the fall, hitting it with HardWire. Hear the engine scream, living fast and reckless, this is our metal dream. Riding hard, never slowing, in the spotlight we shine. A biker's brutal journey, this life is ours divine. With HardWire, the crowd screams our name, chasing down the shadows, we're addicted to the fame. Chains rattling loud, the brotherhood's alive, every episode turned up, we're here to survive. From dusk till dawn, we're the kingdom is brown. Hitting it with HardWire, hear the engine scream, living fast and reckless, this is our metal dream. Riding hard, never slowing, in the spotlight we shine. A biker's brutal journey, this life is ours divine. On the edge of chaos we embrace the feel, hitting it with HardWire, we'll always be here.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hittin It with HardWire there. Last time it didn't unmute the mic in time, and then yeah, this time I unmuted it, but it had already unmuted it, so I remuted it. So how's everybody doing? I'm wearing my Bikes and Beards hat today, and a kind of a shout out to one of my shows I like to watch on YouTube. I like to watch that, Bikes and Beards. It's a good show. Howdy, Dwayne, Gary, Ghost Eagle. Quite a few of you in here today. I started a few seconds early. I was getting a little overexcited and I got a little trigger happy, but it's okay. We don't care, do we? I started a few seconds early. I think it was like 30 seconds early. Who cares, right? Glad to see everybody can make it. I don't know if you've seen the title to my show for this week. I kind of got just the inspiration that we would talk about one of my favorite subjects, the crazy female. I'm sure we all have our opinions on that. I forget which whose chat I was in, and I think it might have been Drazo, his chat or somebody. I stopped in to say hi, and yeah, they was talking about women. And I said that sounds like a good topic for a show. I bet you we can come up with some good stories. You know, I can give some good opinions on what I've learned about women over the years. There. What do you think? How many people we got in here? We got 5 people in here. Got Lee's in there. Well, I'm glad y'all could make it. I'm finishing off my coffee for the day. I had a good weekend. Had a nice ride yesterday. Thursday I don't know if you remember me saying one of my friends was in a car accident. We went up to the hospital. He got out for the first time. They let him outside. So he come outside and a bunch of us rode up, revving our bikes up and stuff. And his brother was doing burnouts. And he looked up and realized there was a cop there. But I said, that cop ain't going to care. He knows why we're here, you know. but one of his eyes was stitched shut. It was, I felt so bad for the guy. But, yeah, we showed up to show him some support. He had a cast on his one arm, but he was going, yeah, he was glad to see us. I think I know Mike's stance on. I don't know. I'm not sure what Mike's stance on. I know he likes women. Other than that, I'm not real sure. In my opinion, going all the way back to the times of Adam and Eve, women tempted Adam with the apple or whatever, and women have always been evil. That's why my old lady, every time she takes a shower, it's so freaking scalding hot. I said, that's because you're a fucking demon and you're used to that temperature. You like the flames of hell burning down on you because it feels like home. Oh, she loves when I say that. Oh, I got this new thing I put on here. I got to show you because I think it's funny. Let's see. They need to make these things easier to get to. There, check this one out. Boop. I heard that. I think that's hilarious. Boop. They need to make a quick button that says, boop. I heard that. Yeah, I've been married 3 times, and one thing I've learned is, how I've been married 3 times. I was saying, and the one thing I've learned about women is, they like to try to change you, and they've always had that saying, or the book that was written a long time ago that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, or whichever way it goes. The key to that and the whole point of that is women will always try to change you, and you have to get to a point in your relationship where you understand that you're both different and you're going to be different, and not try to change each other, but appreciate each other for your differences, and not not constantly. It's mostly a younger person thing, I think, where there's like constant trying to change each other, arguing and fighting when you don't agree on things, and yeah, I see my old lady made it to critique my work. She wants to she wants to hear what I had to say. Oh, she said she agrees she is a demon. She knows it. Every once in a while she'll say, "No, I'm an angel." I said, "Yeah, the only thing holding your halo up is your horns." But yeah, that's a good possibility. Maybe that's where they come up with that saying that men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and maybe they're aliens. What do you think? Maybe a spaceship come down and dropped one down and destroyed the world for all future generations. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know who's the doctor of the room here. Maybe somebody could help me out. I seem to be uh having some issues lately. Back doctor, I seem to be cramping up a lot. Even yesterday my throttle hand was cramping up so bad I was having trouble opening my hand to reach my brake, which is bad. My back doctor said I could be getting spinal cord compression. And don't say it's because I'm dehydrated. That's what seems to be the popular thing people seem to be saying, but I'm not dehydrated. I drink plenty of water, plenty of pop, plenty of all kinds of shit. I'm retaining water more than anything. I don't know if I'm low in potassium. I used to take potassium pills, and I kind of quit because they said that I really shouldn't take them either. What's about the technical issues? Am I having some kind of issues? Y'all can hear me, right? I'm talking to myself. Oh wait, yeah. You can't hear me, so how do you know what I said? Yeah, I gotta learn. I gotta start learning. I gotta figure out how to turn this. This camera has like a motion sensor thing. If I make certain gestures, it'll like. That's why I tried to check out my junk the other day because it's got like a desktop mode where it'll flip down and view something on your desktop, and I make a lot of hand gestures, so it thinks I'm trying to tell it to do something, but I'm not. I need to turn it off. Windshield wipers. I'm stupid. Don't mind me. Uh, yeah, but as I was saying, uh, we went and seen the friend that got out of the hospital Thursday. Rode around a little Saturday. Uh, Nothing overly exciting. Had a good meal. Rode around a few spots. It's always good to hang out with brothers. You know how that is. Took the old lady. Expensive date. They all are. Yeah, Steve. It took me 3 marriages and how old am I? 48, 30 years. My math has been off lately. I told somebody the other day I'll be 38 in a couple weeks. That's 48, not 38. I'll be 48 in a couple of weeks. Those lights are hot. Should turn the fan on. Makes a weird noise. You can hear it in the background now. Yeah, I'll be 48 day before Halloween. I was born on All Hallows Eve. 48 years, almost 48 years ago. Yeah, but I found a good one. We had a crash. We call that not a crash course. Uh, hell, I can't think of it. Shotgun wedding. That's what it is. We just kind of started talking. We had known each other for a while, but I said, you know what? I'm 47 years old, or yeah, whatever, 46. It's been a year ago. I'm 46 years old. I ain't getting any damn younger. I like you. You like me. Let's do it. Let's just go get married. Screw it. We don't care what anybody else says. Let's do it. And she says, yeah, I'm down. Got to do something crazy every once in a while. I said, yep, that's how I know you're my kind of girl. And we get along really well. She likes to ride. I like to ride. Football games tonight, so I don't have to worry about missing any football game. We lost last week, which sucked, but I kind of missed the game because I was most of the game because I was too busy yapping, and I don't know when to shut up. I had hot pepper cheese balls on Saturday, which turned out to be very good. And then I had this what the hell was it called? Hot flaming hot John's burger or something that had like habanero cheese and hot pepper some kind of fire sauce on it. It was really good. I usually end up having to fight my old lady for most of the appetizer. She likes balls. What can I say? She wanted the kraut balls though. She must like German balls. Oh, I'm horrible. Oh, yeah, but I've had an interesting experience with women throughout my life. I mean, I was raised, as if you can't tell, going to Sunday school, and my grandma and grandpa lived right next door to me when I was growing up, and they had been married for 50 years and whatever, forever. And that's just kind of how I thought things were supposed to be. Uh, my mom didn't really work; she was a housewife. Uh, so thus began my misconception of how things should be in the world. Thanks, parents. And yeah, I just never took into account that they were from a different time. Whenever you could do those kind of things. Times have changed, man. A house can't survive without two incomes anymore. Steve was a housewife. Way to go, Steve! Breaking them barriers. Who says you? Who says you can't be a housewife, Steve? Nobody. You can do it. Show them how to sweep the floor and bake some cookies. And dust. That's one thing I always hated. I always hated dusting. Steve says, "At least let me be a house husband, not a housewife." Huh? I actually know somebody I went to school with. I asked how he was doing. I ran into one of his family members, and I said, how in the heck is he doing?" They told me uh, he had got married, and his wife was making all the money, and he stayed home and was raising the kids, and he was a house husband, I guess you'd call it. I was like, okay, whatever. To each their own. If it works and it functions, then do it. Hey, if that's all there was to it, to being a housewife was complaining all the time. My old lady has it nailed down, and I think I'd be pretty good at it too, because I bitch and complain a lot. I got a whole show about it. Me bitching and complaining. Uh, I bought my old lady a bike, and I can barely get her to ride it. She wants to always ride on the back with me all the time. I keep going, can't you get on your own bike? But yeah, I got to change the valve cover or rocker cover gaskets on hers. It's leaking some oil. I got to learn to make these shows a little shorter. But I can't help it. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I have fun. Uh, Next weekend, I'm not sure, 100%, not 100% sure I'm going to be able to make the show on time because I'm going out of town. I'm going down to Lancaster, Pennsylvania area ish and hang out down there camping for a weekend. So I'm gonna drop by. I'm gonna try to drop by and see Code down there because that's his area while I'm down there. Uh, yeah, I'm camping and it's October, so it's going to be unpredictable. I may freeze my nuts off. I don't know. Sure, my old lady will try to keep me warm, but she sucks more fucking heat out of me than anything. Damn succubus. All women are crazy. My first, okay, I was starting to say, yeah, I'll tell you a little story about. Okay, as if you haven't noticed, I'm not a small man. Even when I was younger, I was a big big man, big. When I was younger, I was a big boy. Grew up to be a big man. My first, my first, yeah, I was a dork, just so you know. And yeah, my older brother used to pick on me all the time. He always said, "You're one of them nice guys, and you're going to end up marrying the first girl you ever have sex with." And I did. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 17. Fell in love with her. Got married the same month I graduated high school. She was little, 5'2", 99 pounds, soaking wet, and violent as all get out. Back then was the time of the mullet, and I remember I was at a party with all my friends. We was having a, back one of them. We're from the country. We had these backwoods, fires, and we'd all sit around drinking. And yeah, and I was DJing. She got irritated that I wasn't paying enough attention to her because I was DJing. And she grabs me by my mullet, yanks me, and pulls me backwards like this, dumps the beer in my face, and commences to pounding the shit out of me right in front of all my friends. Yeah, she was a violent little shit. It's because she knew I wouldn't hit her back. It's funny how that works. Yeah, and one time we moved up to Parma up by Cleveland, and one time she would never let me walk away, and I always tried to walk away because I knew where our arguments went. They always end up in screaming and shouting matches and everything else, and she always got violent. So I'd always try to walk away, and she'd always try to grab me and say, "You ain't walking away from me. You can't walk away in the middle of an argument." Blah blah. And one time I tried to go for the door, and this is how old I am. It was back in the Nintendo days. She's wrapping up this Nintendo controller like this and takes it in the palm of her hand like a fist and plowed me right across the mouth and splattered blood on the wall, man. I mean, it just went, oh, yeah. And believe it or not, I put up with all that. And because I always told her my body will heal, it only hurts my heart more than it hurts anything else. Because I was a big softy at the time. And wasn't until she started cheating on me. I said, I gave you one, but I'm not giving you two things. I said you could be violent or you could be a cheating whore, but I'm not giving you both. Enough's enough. So that was marriage number one. Marriage number two. Uh, yeah, it was somebody I went to high school with that I swore I'd never go out with, actually. And I spent a lot of time dodging her, believe it or not. I'd go out to bars and she'd always start flirting with me, and I'd kind of bye, ditch her ass, and go somewhere else. And then I was in that bad oil rig accident where I almost got killed. And see, my best friend back then came to see me afterward, and she came to see me and brought me some pudding because I couldn't eat anything solid. And yeah. And then I ended up deciding hell with it and giving her a chance. After I was all messed up and I started healing and whatnot, I decided hell with it. I was going to give her a chance. And it was supposed to be more of a rebound thing, but I can't even do that right. I screwed that up. Ended up getting married to her, and we were together for I can't remember, 6 or 7 years. And yeah, the story of me being on all kinds of medications from my accident I was in. She'd like to say that she told me I was in a kind of a zombie state too often, and it bothered her. So now I'm sleeping with somebody else, and that was kind of her excuse. And I said, you could have just told me. You could have warned me. Gave me a chance to fix it, change or do something. But yeah, that's not an excuse for why you're going to go start screwing somebody else. So that's how that second one kind of ended. Even though, see, after her and I got divorced, she ended up getting married to the dude that she was cheating on me with. And me and her were sneaking around doing it the whole time that they were married. So she was mine first. I didn't feel bad about it. And then she divorced him, or he divorced her. I don't know how that went. Don't care. It's all that mattered to me was my son, and I ended up taking custody of my son from her because she was a turd of a human being. So I sure knew how to pick them, didn't I? And my third wife thing sounds like a West Virginia story, but it's not. There's no actual relation here. My first wife, when I divorced her, she got with this old guy that was 20 years older than her. Okay. And my third wife was his daughter. This is how we met. But I'd always wished I'd listened to her, because whenever I dropped my daughter off for her to see her, she always told me to stay the hell away from them people. They were nut jobs. They were all crazy hillbillies, and that they're all a bunch of psychos and crooks and con artists, is what she said. And I should have listened to her, because my third wife was not third times it's a charm. She was the most evil, horrible human being you will ever meet. And I was living in Canton, Ohio at the time, and I think she every 2 or 3 months you could almost mark your clock to would put an alarm on it and go ding ding ding. She's sleeping with somebody else now, because she was. And we were married, and I had a bunch of stepkids, and I loved them, and I didn't want to break up our family. So, and she kept telling me, "Oh, I won't do it again. I won't do it again." And yeah, that didn't pan out either. She had no conscience about it either. She didn't care. She'd always find a way to blame me, and she really believed it was my fault, no matter what. She was completely blameless in the whole thing somehow. And I try really hard, not to be a bitter old man, uh, and not blame all women for my bad experiences with women. Because believe it or not, from the first part of my life and the story I told you about me when I was younger, who would believe I was a bashful young guy who let women pick me up? Because I was too bass backwards to pick women up, and I didn't have a lot of game, so I let women pick me up. And obviously that's the wrong way to go about things, because those kind of women end up not being the best. I well, most of the women I've ever dated, even the ones I didn't marry, yeah, they were the same way. They were all not pleasant people. Yeah. And I try not to blame all women, and I try not to say, all women are that way. Even though I like to tease my old lady now and tell her that shit. She'll be messing around on her phone. Like, what are you texting your boyfriend? I have no, I trust her. I have no reason to believe she'd do that. But I like fucking with her. We tease each other a lot. Don't think, oh, that hardwire, he's just a real asshole. She messes with me. She can take it and she can dish it out. We're constant. I think that's a good thing for a good relationship, is know how to take a damn joke and joke around. Don't be afraid to mess around, with your old man. He can say it back without getting your feels hurt. That's important. It's it's really, really super important to have a very good friendship with your significant other, because there will come a time in your life when your looks are getting kind of crappy, and you're getting old, and you're getting baggy in places, and you're getting fat and all kinds of shit. And there will come a time in your life when attract attraction's a minimal thing. Sexual attraction is a minimal thing, and you don't worry so much about that. So it's more about loving the person, being able to live with them every day, being able to enjoy their company, go fishing with them without going, oh God, I can't stand to spend time with this person. Because my first wife was like that, dude. We had a good time in a sack and all that. But I couldn't stand to be around that woman. She drove me absolutely nuts. My wife would now. I love spending time with her. Me and her are really good friends, and I like it that way. That's the most important thing to me. I don't know. Maybe you all find it different, but take a word of advice from a guy who has had plenty of failed relationships, and typically that's what ends up destroying a relationship is things like that. So make sure you love somebody. You can put up with their shit. Find someone who helps you in areas that you're flawed, you know, and vice versa. Oh, I wanted to for today's show. Where is it? I want people to send donations to Straight Jacket for his camera. Uh, I sent my microphones, my old microphones, and I'm using the mic mounts arms, and I knew he would need some of those, so I went ahead and bought some on Amazon, shoved in the box. I had a USB interface so he can hook it to his computer, and I stuck it in there. I was playing with it a little bit to make sure it works, because I'd never really had a chance to even use it, so it's barely used. My son messed with it a little bit, but he said he couldn't figure it out, and it wasn't hard to figure out. I figured it out pretty easy. I just don't think he was plugging it in right or something. It's a USB-C, and it's got to be plugged into your computer and powered through the same wire. So it's good at, and whatever, and it'll pop up, and you install the drivers. I updated the firmware on it already. I couldn't help much with the uh, cameras or anything, but I got him a couple of mic mounts, two mounts, and the USB interface will handle two mics. So I know he likes to do the interviews. So he'll be able to, he'll be able to do the interviews in person, or you know, the other way, uh, through the separate or whatever. But trying to help out. If you can, send donations to Straight Jacket. Help them out. We're all family. Helping the family out. He had a little bit of a drive on his show a couple weeks back, and he made, I think, from what I seen at the time, straight, I don't remember, but I think he made about half of what a really decent camera, like one I would recommend you get. Made about half of that, so he's got a good start. If you could send him a few bucks, and we'll get him the rest of the way there. Yeah, I typed in tracking there straight, and it should be there tomorrow. It's already in. I think it said Hot Springs, Texas, or is it Sulphur Springs, Texas. I want to make sure it gets there. Yeah, like to try to help everybody out as much as I can. I still send Mike money. I'm subscribed in. I send him some money every once in a while. Mike's a hell of a good dude down there in Alabama. I got an interview Monday at a Mazda Toyota place down there in Alabama. A big car manufacturer, from what I understand. They need an engineer. It's probably kind of far fetched that they'd want to hire me. Look at me. Look at me. Do I look like somebody you'd want to hire? They'd probably take one look at me and go, hell no, look at that guy. He's scary. I don't care. Uh, I like where I'm working. It's a fantastic facility. It's a nice place, but it's a small family run business. They're not, don't always give raises and stuff. Just I don't know. My son moved out, as you know, and I just kind of looking to the next chapter of my life, probably the last one. Seems like a good area down there. Go down there and hang out with Mike and bug him all the time. I'd be like, you fucking never leave me alone. Go away. No, I'm a pretty busy guy myself. It'd be nice to be able to complete a project. Unfortunately, my club's not down that area. Well, there's one in the southern part of the state, but more than likely, I would have to have a discussion with them about it and see how that would go. I don't know if they'd want to start another chapter or tell me to fuck off or what. I don't know. No idea. Those kind of conversations, you never know how they're going to go. And you don't cross that bridge until you get there. You don't really talk about it a whole lot. Give anybody the inkling that you, like I put in resumes, and some places will call me when I'm at work, and I tell them, yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate me talking to you like while I'm 1 o'clock about trying to get another job. So I can't talk right now. Oh yeah, I'm sure they would. It's just nice down there. It's not that much different from here, but it's warmer in the winters. And this old man's old rickety bones are getting tired of this cold Ohio winter shit. Not a fan. Now I understand why old people retire to Florida, because they get tired of this cold crap, and why they got snow. They call them snowbirds in Florida down there. And I understand it now. I'm getting older. Yeah, I got the green screen behind me. I was telling the old lady I'm thinking about buying some of them. They make them acoustic sound panels. They look like egg crate foam. They make them in green. I was thinking about snapping or sticking some of them to the wall behind me, because I'm getting a little bit of an echo thing going on, and I can tell it's the room. It's not like the equipment. Yeah. Well, this time of year too, it'll be hot one day, cold the next. Ohio's bipolar. It's full of bipolar women and bipolar freaking seasons. This time of year, you can't tell. It's you'll sweat to death during the day and freeze your ass off at night. Got to it'll be 90 degrees out during the day this time of year, and you still got to take your jacket with you when you leave, because if you don't, you're gonna freeze to death when you come home. Yesterday was a good ride, but all I took with me was a hoodie, and I was freezing to death on the way home. Some of some of the guys got them fancy new like 117 motors. Yeah, and they kind of dusted me a little bit there. They took off, and yeah, I said at 100 miles an hour, I said, I know where you're going. I was like, I know where you're going. I'll catch up. I was going 100 miles an hour, and they was still like gaining ground on me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I know where we're going. My bike's already like not wanting to. It's 96 compared to their 117s and whatnot, or build up 103s, and yeah, the old tired bird's not wanting to do it. Then again, it's got to carrying around my fat ass and I carry around extra tools. I hardly ever need them, but I use them on other people's shit a lot. But I rescue people a lot because oh man, I don't have tools. HardWire's got a whole bunch of tools in his bag. I bet he's got what you need. Yeah. If I hit the lottery, it'll be 131s for all of us. If I ever hit that, like $1 billion or whatever, we're all going to have our own. We're going to start our own TV station. We'll start our own primetime TV station. We'll all make exorbitant salaries. We'll all come up with some weird CEO title and make a ton of money, more than you should get paid. And then we'll all ride around with 131s. That sounds like real good, don't it? And at least for the first, I think, 5 years, it'll be a tax write-off. Oh, those are bullseyes. I thought you was falling asleep. I thought those were little Z's for a minute. Am I boring everybody? HardWire shows are, yeah. I had during the week. I think of things I want to talk about, and I need to start writing them down. I just kind of, I'm still shooting from the hip. I just get in here and start yapping. But I love talking to y'all and chit chatting in the chat. The women thing, I don't know. I just want to tell a little bit of my story. I thought maybe somebody had some good stories. I got some crazier stories, but they're the kind you don't want to tell in front of the wife. And I think she's still in the chat, or she might see the show. So I probably shouldn't tell you. But if I ever meet you and you ask me, I might have to tell you. But I got some real humdinger stories that I don't really want to say. you know. Most of them probably shouldn't be on any kind of a broadcast. No, you seen a bad accident, pit bull. Man, that's. I keep telling people, I'm sure yins are the same way. When you know as many bikers as I do, you just know by sheer odds that you're going to know somebody that's going to get in a bad crash. And unfortunately, probably a few that aren't going to make them. And it's just sheer odds when you know so many bikers, it's going to happen. It's just sometimes it's a little too close to home. God forbid, hopefully someday it's not me. But if it is, just know I loved y'all. And come to my funeral, have a party for me. If it happens, not to jinx myself or anything. But yeah, my nice new tires. Somebody says, "What's wrong with your tires?" yesterday, and I said, "Oh crap, they're cupping." HardWire can't hardly win, no matter what he does. Something's always screwed up. So I'm probably gonna have to get new tires earlier than I should. I said, "That's all right. It'll just give me more traction in the fucking mud." Because they look like they're starting to look a little bit like a saw blade. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need to do a couple of big burnouts and wear them down a little bit flatter. I don't know. We'll see. First order of business, ban cars. Hey, if you lived in Texas, you'd get away with that, but you can't do that in Ohio. In Ohio, people are allowed to ride too. What about the poor people in Canada? They get like a week out of the year they can ride, and they want to ride. We want to let them ride too. But the rest of the year, they got to have something to get around in. You Well, what they need to do is I'm giving away a good idea for you inventors. We're going to make a detachable front forks that you could put little skis on, and you could detach the back wheel and put some tracks on and ride around on your Harley snowmobile. It's a good idea. All right. Somebody invent it. Wait, HardWire, you're the engineer. You invent it. Too much work. Nobody's going to buy it anyway. I'm telling you to invent it. And make it so you can snap on a big like pontoons or something, and put a big propeller on the back, and make it so it goes around the winter. Get you around on the lake. A rack for your fishing poles. What an idea! Time for a beer. Could be. Could be. I don't have a fridge up here, but I always bring plenty of Pepsi. This segment is brought to you by. Never mind. They didn't give me no money. I'm just kidding. Ain't nobody ever gonna give me no money to have nothing on my show. Eventually, I might do some reviews of some of the stuff that I put on my bike or something. I got a surplus of parts out there. Maybe I'll auction some off. That sounds like a plan. Got a surplus of parts because I'll put something on my bike and go, nah. And I'll take it off and then it'll sit in my. I got a bunch of stuff sitting in my garage. I just changed my mind. I got a surplus of speakers out there because I just put them on and went, nah, I don't like them. Popped them out and put new ones in. I got all kinds of stuff sitting out there. I did get bought these Sherwin Vegas, put in my lowers. That they work quite well. I have to say I like them. Can't remember what the model number is. If anybody's interested, I'll maybe talk more about it later. Do a review on them or something. I thought about starting to do some videos on the phone, but I'm always wearing something that I can't show you guys, which sucks. Excuse me. Maybe someday I'll just make sure I'm not wearing anything that I can't show and do it anyway. That way we can get a little more into HardWire's life. Yeah. Maybe record a video when I'm riding or something. That'd be boring. Can't be any more boring than sitting here talking to me, right? Because I'm a lame, boring old man. Anyway, Coke is better than Pepsi. I have to disagree. But that's all right. Tomato. I think all steaks should be medium. Those who like them well done is a waste of a good steak. But hey, I'm not going to beat you up over it. Yeah, Guardian. Do you live out towards California? You don't have that stupid law where you can only have the paper straws. I don't even understand how that works. Are they coated in wax, I assume, or paraffin or something? I don't get it. I think that's just the dumbest thing ever. And they've already proven that it actually makes things worse than it does better because something to do with all the all the wrappers and stuff end up everywhere and yeah. Get a weird dong and kind of a noise from this. I think it's from this microphone stand. I got some spray. I was just thinking about it before I started the show. It's kind of like dynamite that you'd put in your old cars, but it's a spray on. I think it's by Boom Mat, and I think I'm gonna spray these mic things down. They should kill that tinging kind of a noise. It's a little bit of sound absorption, or maybe if I just put some of that matting under where it clamps on these arms clamp onto the desk, I bet you that would help a lot too. Probably more than trying to spray them down and making a mess in here. Oh, my old lady, she likes them still moving. Me, I'm more of a pink in the middle, maybe a little red, maybe a little red in the middle, but I like it. I like it charred on the outside. You ever heard sous vide? I like sous vide and steaks because it brings it up to the right temperature and then slapping them on the grill and just enough to char them on the outside. Makes it kind of an odd look, honestly, to the steak because it makes it kind of all one color and then charred on the outside. But man, it makes them real tender. Makes really fantastic juicy. And if you before you vacuum seal them to sous vide them, you put a little bit of. I use powdered so it doesn't water things down. The juice from the steak will turn it into sauce. I use powdered Worcestershire. Put some of that in there. A little black pepper, a little salt. Sometimes a little garlic salt. Me and my old lady like garlic. When I was younger, I hated garlic. It's weird how things change when you get older. There's a lot of stuff I used to hate when I was a kid. I wouldn't touch sauerkraut with a 10-foot pole when I was a kid, but now I love sauerkraut. It's probably the stench. It does stink. Same with broccoli. I would never go anywhere near broccoli when I was a kid. Now I like broccoli, although it gives you the farts. I don't know what it was yesterday, but fuck, I probably could have propelled the bike around with all the farts I was letting yesterday, man. It was like a gas box. But my farts, my old lady can clear a room with her farts. I'm telling you what, but I'm telling you, at least mine don't stink. I was sitting there trying to eat, and I kept trying to do the one cheek sneak. I was like, "Ooh," and everybody goes like, "We know what you're doing over there, man." I was like, "I can't help it." It's like, dude, it's a dead giveaway. We know what you're doing. As soon as you lean over like that, we know what you're doing over there. My lady, first thing she does is look at me and say, "Well, it's a good thing I don't have gas like that," because she knows she'd be clearing the whole damn restaurant out. It's funny. I told her the other day. I said, "Maybe you need to poop more or something, man. You need to eat more fiber. Smell stale or something. Maybe you need to clean that thing out more often." She probably not watching anymore now because she'd be in there raising hell because I'm saying shit like that. I think she starts watching the show and gets bored. Hope I don't bore you guys. I know I don't have I'm not like straight jacket and coat and draws and Mike and all get 50 people in there at a time watching you. I got 8 people. But I have a really good 8 people. That's quality, not quantity, right? Quality over quantity. Yeah, when I eat a good quality steak doesn't need. I don't use after I season like I'll sous vide it with a little bit of powdered Worcestershire, but I don't eat with any sauces on it. A good quality steak, you don't need anything. You never need. steak sauce and stuff. Like I like when I go out to eat fish and stuff, I might use a little bit of tartar sauce or something. But I know people that won't even eat fish unless they like drowned it in tartar sauce. I said, if you got to drown it in tartar sauce, then why in the hell you even order fish? You don't like the taste of fish. That doesn't make any sense. Again, I want to thank y'all for stopping in. It's been an hour. I got to quit making them so long because nobody ever comes back and rewatches them. Be like Mike, keep them around a half an hour. I'm working on it. I'm long-winded. They don't have to pick on me. I can't help it. I'm long-winded. I enjoy talking to you guys. This old man enjoys shooting the shit. That's all. Shooting the shit with you guys. All right. Well, I will see you guys next week. Till then, y'all have a fantastic week.
Hittin' it with HardWire, we're burning it bright. Living on the edge, we'll ride through the night. No fear in our hearts, just the roar of the steel. Together we rise, now this life feels real. Yeah, held a new path on that twisted black line. A YouTube dream where his past can't confine. With every rev, he's reclaiming his soul, teaching the world how to ride, how to roll. Rising up high when the shadows surround. HardWire's the name, and he's making it loud. Hittin' it with HardWire, we're burning it bright. Living on the edge, we'll ride through the night. No fear in our hearts, just the roar of the steel. Together we rise, now this life feels real.